Good afternoon, Coolest Coast. Welcome to this episode of Coffee on the Coast. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Coffee on the Coast. I'm your host today, Tina Prigge. Welcoming back to the show, Kirsten Smith from Manitowoc Public Library. Hi, Kirsten. How's it going today?
Hi, it's a pleasure to be here again. Today is going wonderful for me. How is it for you?
It's great, and I love your t-shirt. Can you give the viewers a clear view of what's all happening?
Which way do I have to move?
That looks good. All right,
Right.
so as you can tell from looking at Kirsten's awesome t-shirt, we are talking about Mario. Specifically, we're talking about Mario Kart, and we're talking about a cool Mario Kart tournament that's coming up for middle schoolers at the Manitowoc Public Library. Where should we begin? When is this happening?
Okay, so this is happening Friday, March 29th, and that's Good Friday, so it's part of spring break, and kids are welcome, middle schoolers specifically, kids in 6th, 8th grade are welcome to come at 9:30 that day and register for the program. So we'll have registration going from 9:30 until 10 o'clock at the youth desk, and then at 10 o'clock we're going to begin our tournament, and it's going to be groups of 4 that race together, and the top 2 from that race will go on to participate in the next round of the bracket. So I have enough room for 32 students, and we have prizes that we'll be offering. We have some Mario fruit snacks that we're going to be handing out to everybody. Spectators are welcome. Let's see. What else?
Well,
We do have some stickers to give to everyone.
Right? And this is the Mario Kart game where each person chooses a character and races. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure people know what we're talking about. Okay, so show us the stickers.
Okay, so we have stickers of all of the characters, and kids are welcome to choose what character they're going to participate as, and they can also choose what kind of cart they're going to use. So that's going to play into some of the strategy of how they do in the race. The tracks are going to be random, so we won't know what's coming up. Too bad for those kids that end up getting Rainbow Road. I think that's probably an impossible track. I personally have never had any luck on that one. So we'll see how that goes. Also, I should point out that this is Wii that we're going to be using, not Nintendo Switch. So we're going old school for this one. And Wii is probably older than a lot of the kids who will be participating, I'm thinking.
Oh my gosh, you're right. I never thought of that.
Yeah, so they may not have played this version before. I'm curious how that's going to work out for them. If there's a big difference between the Switch and the Wii, because I personally haven't played a Wii in years and years and years, so I'm not sure what the differences are any longer.
Yeah, come to think of it, like when I say Mario Kart, I just assume I'm playing on the Switch, so I know those controls and everything. But when I think back to the Wii I had, that was a completely different controller. So yeah.
That was, and so much of it was based on how you were moving the controller. Remember, they used to have those steering wheels, and you could pop your controller into it.
That's right.
And it was amazing. I could play the game really well with the little steering wheel. Could not do it so well with just the remote. So it'll be really interesting to see how the kids adapt to this. And I'm not sure how many races there are in a heat. We were talking about this earlier, whether there's 3 or there's 4, but it'll be interesting to see if the kids improve from the first one to the last one. In learning how to use all those controls. So I think that there's a lot of different factors that are going to play into kids' strategies, and also just what the fates hand them that day. It'll be lots of fun to see who ends up winning.
Yeah, how interesting. It's interesting because it is so old school, and that they might not have access. So can kids come and practice beforehand?
Absolutely, yes. Kids are welcome to come to the library, and they can request to play our Wii. They have to make sure that they have their library card with them, but we can have up to 4 players playing our games, and we do have a pretty good catalog of games to choose from. So if they'd like to come and play Mario Kart and try to figure out all the controls and figure out the best characters and carts to choose, they're welcome to do so.
Cool. One thing I love personally about playing Mario Kart is how fast it is, right? Like it's fun and then it's over. And it doesn't take up too much of your time, and it's different every time. And like you said, you can choose your character, you can choose your cart, and those choices kind of affect your performance, which I didn't realize at first. I almost always play just Cat Peach, and my son was like, "Oh, mom, if you played a different character."
That's funny. I always play as Yoshi. He's my favorite.
Yeah, he's super cute too. And a confession, for the longest time, I didn't understand how to drift, and so I was consistently 12th place. If there had been like 72nd place, I would have been 72nd place. But then my son took the time to teach me how to drift, and once I got it, now from time to time I even come in first place. So
Oh my goodness, I might need a lesson from your son. I don't know how to drift. I feel like I've just discovered a whole new strategy and a whole new world for Mario Kart.
yeah, it gives you boosts and things and like extra speed, but I don't know on the Wii, so I've only learned this on the Switch.
Okay. Oh, interesting. I'll have to see if I can get some of my coworkers together to play Wii Mario Kart before we have the tournament, just so that I can learn some of the little idiosyncrasies. Like, do we have 3 rounds? Do we have 4? Um,
Yeah.
yeah, because I do have some questions. When I think of Mario Kart, I also think of Switch. I have to travel back in time a little bit to figure out what we were doing way back when the Wii was popular. That was
Cool. So
2000.
kids, this is going to be this Mario Kart tournament on the Wii for middle schoolers is happening on Friday, March 29th at the Manitowoc Public Library. You want to arrive by 9:30 to register. 32 kids will have a chance to play, but more kids can come and spectate. Parents, you're welcome to come and spectate. It really is fun to watch other people play Mario Kart. That's another thing I didn't understand, like spectating video games, but it really is kind of fun and you can learn from that.
It is lots of fun, yeah, and it's lots of fun to cheer folks on. So we have plenty of prizes to go around. Before I go, I'd like to show you our grand prize, which is Mario driving his little cart, and he has a banana. So once he hits that banana, he spins out, which is pretty cool. So this is our trophy.
Very cool. Very cool. And tell us about the setup. So it's not going to be just on a tiny little screen. You said you're going to have like a big projection of it.
Yeah, so we're going to be in our Belkansky room and we're going to use the entire area. So that has 2 screens in it. One screen, we're going to project our leaderboard, and then the other screen, we're going to be projecting the game. So we're going to be playing at large scale. We'll have chairs set up in their theater style. So if anybody wants to come and spectate, they absolutely are welcome to. And it should be lots of fun because we've never projected the game before. We have it on the TV, which, as far as TVs go today, is kind of small. So it'll be neat. I can't wait to see how it goes. If it goes well, I'd like to do another tournament in the future, and I'm thinking maybe Smash Brothers. So if you're interested in these tournaments and stuff like that, please come out. I need to figure out how to gauge that interest. So hopefully we'll have some kids come and play.
What time does the day wrap up?
So we'll wrap up by 1 o'clock, and the library closes at 1 o'clock that day for the spring holiday. So hopefully I can get through 32 kids racing between 10 o'clock and 1 o'clock. We were our IT guy, Max, and I were trying to figure out how long it was going to take to have 32 kids go through this. So we were asking ChatGPT to figure it out. And I never on earth would have thought that we'd be asking AI to figure out how long the tournament's going to go, but it gave us an idea. So thank you, ChatGPT. That was great.
That's funny. That's awesome. Well, and another thing that's awesome about having a tournament like this is it gives kids a chance to mix in with other kids and test their skills against, somebody other than their built-in brother and sister or their mom and dad, right? Like, my son smokes us every time we play. So it'd be really fun. It'd be really fun to play against somebody else, maybe with the same kind of skills, and see how they do.
That is true. That's a really good point. Yeah, there's going to be some diversity in skills for sure. And I should say that everybody is allowed to come and play. If it's your first time coming to play the Wii at the library and you've never played anything before, you're welcome to come and join. We don't have any sort of skill levels that we're looking for. And with that game, you never know. Some people just are incredible at it, even though they've never tried it before.
Yeah, so cool. I love the fun programming that you're doing over there, Kirsten. And so, like Kirsten said, if you have interest in these tournaments, potentially a future Smash Bros tournament, let your librarians know so that they can support this content.
Absolutely, yes.
Kirsten, anything else you think people should know about participating in the Wii Mario Kart tournament before we go?
I just want to reiterate that it's for middle schoolers, so it's for those kids that are in 6th grade through 8th grade. And if you do have a middle schooler and you're looking for activities for them to do, we have a teen librarian who's wonderful, and she plans at least one activity per month for teens. So if you're interested in that, you can go to manitowoclibrary.org/services/teens, and you can see what else we have coming up for kids in that age group. So about 6th grade through 18 years for that. This specifically 6th through 8th grades.
Fantastic. And hopefully, if you are a lover of Super Mario Brothers, you're going to have a great time at the Wii Mario Kart Tournament at the Manitowoc Public Library. Kirsten, thanks so much for coming on board and talking to us about this exciting tournament.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
This concludes our episode of Coffee on the Coast. My guest, Kirsten Smith from Manitowoc Public Library. I'm your host, Tina Prigge, signing off. We'll see you next time on Coffee on the Coast. Bye, everyone.